Hey YouTube, this is Threatcon17 bringing you an update to my 6th sand deck. I just revised it for a little bit more competitive. The deck I had previously was working, but ended up having problems against Chaos Dragons, so I revamped it to give it a little bit more oomph. And here you go. 3 Kakamushas, 3 Kazans, 2 Kirkis, 2 Elders, 2 Grandmasters, 1 Hand, 1 Sanji, 1 Anishi, 1 Spirit. Moving on to spells. 1, 2 Dojos, 1 Gate, 3 Uniteds, 2 Asceticisms, 2 Smoke Signals, 1 Rhoda, 2 MSTs, 1 Dark Hole, 1 Monster Reborn. Going on to traps. 2 Chain Disappearances, 2 Phoenix Chains, 2 Solemn Warnings, Solemn Judgment, and 2 Magatamas. For the, I'll go with the extra deck. The extra deck, we got 1 Allied Justice, Decisive Armor, 1 Mistworm, 1 Scrap Dragon, 1 Stardust, 1 Black Rose, 1 Brio, 1 Barkion, 1 Beast, 1 Catastor, 1 Sheehan, 1 Shockmaster, 1 Roach, 1 Utopia, 1 Evoker, 1 Leviathan. And then for the side, Hand of the 6, 2 Dimension Fissure, 2 Torrential Tributes, extra Phoenix Chain, Double-Edged Sword Technique, Ball of Trap Holes, Different Dimension Ground, Rival the Warlord, and Debunk. The reason I have some of these tech choices, like, I'll pull out some of my tech cards I chose. Okay, the reason why I have some of these tech choices here, I'll go from Change Disappearance. I'm a fan of stopping Rabbit and Tour Guide as much as possible, and it affects mirror and everything like that. But main decking this in this format is affected almost every single deck, minus like the random off deck uses Tour Guide or uses some type of monster that's 1000 or lower, like Dragonfly or Hornet. If they were to summon Hornet, this would cause a little bit of a problem. At least give the 6 Samurais at least a turn to recover and stall. Or if it's going against Tour Guide, you can. I've had one game where I had pulled these in my first hand, set both these face down, let my opponent go. He goes Tour Guide, I change Disappearance, his Tour Guide, and then when he goes into the Sangan, I change Disappearance to Sangan, and he just scoop phases. It just stops the meta. Now, people said, why not Bomb of Trap Hole? I prefer Tour Guide allows a lot more openings for stupid stuff, plus it allows you to thin out your deck. I'm going to thin out your deck and then cause you to lose some darks in the process. It also can affect failure. If they end up dropping it for a tuner, bye-bye, gone, all 3. Or let's say they were to do a Rabbit. Summon Rabbit, activate response into summon. Okay, in response of you summoning that card, change its appearance. Rabbit's gone, and they don't get the summon. it just is my personal preference for this format. Sanji, again, another personal preference. I think he's good at 1. Even when the structure that comes out, which is at the end of this month, I still think he's going to be good at 1 and only 1, just for the fact that it just gets clear of a big monster. Oh, not big monsters, but pain in the ass monsters like your Jellin Duo, your Marshmallow, and your Spirit Reaper. It just goes crack, bye bye. It's a catastrophe for 6 Sams, and as long as you control another 6 Sam, it kind of does what it needs to do. But it's, in my opinion, my favorite card in this deck. It's my MVP. I love him. He's a very good card. This card, Spirit of the Six. A lot of people don't use them. People say that it slows down the deck. I know it slows down the deck for what this meta is in now. This deck needs all the help it can get as far as protection, power, and draw. It already goes fast enough as it is, but when this card sits on a card like Xian, okay, boosts Xian up to 3,000. When Xian battles a monster, destroys it by battle, you draw a card, which is good in this deck. When Xian gets destroyed, this gets destroyed instead, which is really good. It can also be used as a drop for Bushido tokens if you want to detach to get a splash on the Bushido counters, and then get a Kagamusha on the field and sync her for a beast. You can also use it for an Exceed with a rank 3, like you can get an Elder, detach this from Xian, and then get out X-Saber, a missing X-Saber, and then get grab your Kazan or whatever you need out in your graveyard back onto the field. This just ends up helping you out a little bit. 1's enough, 2 ends up being clogging your hand and the field, and it just ends up not doing a lot for you. Steel Swarm Roach. Again, people asked why. Why Steel Swarm Roach? I have a preference when I play this deck. I'd rather have a main deck, to where it can stop meta and then get me to game 2 with a game 1 than a game 1 loss. I'd rather have a stall card that give me that little bit of an edge so I can get out and around stupid crap before problems are created. Granted, he's a 1900 beat stick and he's not really that strong, but what his effect does, if I had the option to go into him, either him or Utopia against Dragon, I'm definitely going against him because it stops a lot of the freaking bursty special summoning that can happen in that deck. Now they can special summon, and that's fine, but at least he'd stop the big swarm as far as he can. And again, it's a tech choice. I prefer him over Gem Knight and all that, just for the fact that it negates 2 special summons of a 5 or higher. It just really ends up being good. And then this guy, Shockmaster. For those that don't know his effect, once per turn, attach an XYZ material from this card to declare a type, monster, spell, or trap. That type of card, if a spell or trap cannot be activated, or if monster cannot activate its effect until the end of your opponent's next turn. So basically, the reason why I threw him in here, and it's just for the fact that if I can't get Beast of Barco out, the same turn I get Xian out, but I end up getting the stupid splash with the Kazans, and I can go into an Asceticism to get a Sanji out, crack with everything, get the field, get him as low as possible, and then set the field up for him, use 3/4s, Exceed, detach, and then declare the problem that I foresee. If it's Chaos Dragons, I'll declare monster effect. So while he's in the field, monster effects can activate, and then Xian can stop the one spell that could possibly cause me any problems. So this would prevent me from getting run over by Chaos Sorcerer or stupid crap like that. And even if he comes off the field, his effect is still in play until the end of your opponent's next turn. So even if he leaves the field for at least 1 turn, you got to get control of the game. It allows you to bounce back and get control of the game from what you need to be. He's not always a go-to card, but if I can't get Beast of Barkion out, he's pretty damn strong. And I'm surprised they released this card because it might be my MVP after a while. I mean, Sanji I love, but I don't know. If I can use him enough, he might be my MVP. I end up getting a lot of splash, so I would like to use him. But this is my deck, YouTube. Go ahead, rate, vote, recommendations, comments, and if you were dissing the main board, make a good suggestion for replacements, and don't just say one card is completely bad. It's kind of irritating. I've made multiple regionals. I went to nationals. I know what I'm doing. I've been playing this deck for quite some time. So if you have a recommendation, make it legitimate and not bullcrap. This is Threatcon 117. Enjoy.